Welcome to day 5 of 12 days of endurance, the fireside chat. Up to this point, we've talked about roots, we've talked about healing, and we've talked about purpose. And I pray that you have been blessed thus far with what the Lord is releasing. Today, I want to begin to look at what has been growing through you. Sometimes when you're going through long endurance seasons, you don't see what God is doing on the inside. But Matthew 7:16 reminds us that we will be known by our fruit, and you'll also be able to recognize others by their fruit. He doesn't say you'll know them by their title or their striving or even their visibility. You'll know them by their fruit. One thing I say often is fruit speaks, and it speaks loudly. I love that the Apostle Paul, who y'all know is one of my favorites, that he gives us language for fruit in Galatians 5, which is another one of my favorite texts, because fruit is love, it's joy, it's peace, it's patience, it's kindness, it's goodness, it's faithfulness, it's gentleness, it's self-control, it's all of these things, these tangible things. But fruit isn't something you force. It's something that forms when you stay connected to the source. And it's very evident that we have become very disconnected from the source because the fruit that's speaking doesn't mirror the fruit of the Spirit that we find in Galatians 5. It's important to also know that fruit is not your gift. It's the evidence of God's work in you. Jesus, the hope of glory in you. And over time, that evidence begins to point towards your calling. Evidence. So I want you to pay attention to what flows from you naturally when you're in alignment. What brings life to others? What remains consistent across multiple seasons? I've had to do that often, to sit back and to assess how God continues to show up even after I have gone through a tumultuous season. What naturally continues to flow from me is fruit. What has endured? Pressure. But it still, again, continues to show up because that's your fruit. And that's what speaks. So today's embodiment is very simple. I want you to turn your palms upward and let your hands just rest, open, and breathe. I'm always going to remind you to just breathe, because this is a reminder that fruit is carried, not clenched. Fruit is received, not grasped. Fruit is offered. It's not performed. And calling isn't something you seize. It's something that you steward. So just breathe and receive. More, Lord. As an act of love today, I want you to serve in a tangible way. Offer food or prepare a care package. Meet a practical need. Because fruit is meant to be shared. Yeah, it's meant to be shared. And sometimes we become so focused on ourselves that we forget that fruit is meant to be shared. Let this be your prayer today. Lord, help me to recognize the fruit that you've been growing on the inside of me all along, and teach me to carry it with humility and offer it with love and grace. Father, I ask that you would clarify my calling as I stay connected to you. You are the source. You are my source. I want you to remember that you don't have to invent your calling. You discover it. by paying attention to the fruit. So I want you to stay open today because God is revealing what He's been growing on the inside of you all along. See you tomorrow for day 6. Have a blessed day.